Hi guys, and welcome to a new Lewi Buch production series. Finally, I'm going to make a start to the kitten that you have seen previously in the channel. It featured alongside the scrap Super Robin that I saved from a local scrapyard. So I've come down today, I've had a look at it, and I really want to get the chassis off of this to see how bad or good, I feel it's going to be more bad than good, that this chassis is. As you can see, the front end of it is lying in front of me on this pallet. It is scrap, but thankfully I did think that would be the case a while ago and have acquired a replacement, which has been inside the car ever since. So there we have one kitten cross member for the front. I just realised I've put this down the wrong way round. It should be that way. So, we've got one bit of it. I have a feeling the rest of it's not going to be as nice as that one though. But, we shall see. What I'm going to do is, I'll have to go and get some tools looked out, because this is a bit away from my workshop, this place. Not far enough that I can't walk, thankfully. But I'll get some tools. I've got a little grinder over with me today as well, because I've a feeling some of the bolts will need to be cut. I'm going to have a look around the car, find out where all the bolts are, and I'll stick it on a time lapse, and we'll see if we can get this shell detached from the chassis. And then I'm going to get a forklift to lift it off. This could be quite a long job today, and it's only 0.5 degrees. Let's see how it gets on anyway. Right guys, the time lapse for taking this thing to bits wasn't worth putting in. It literally had 3-4 bolts holding it on still, the rest were all gone. But this helped me locate the bolts. I actually took a photocopy of the parts list for the kitten and I enlarged the chassis view to show where the bolts are. So that helped a lot to get this one taken to bits. But anyway, this is the part that you've been waiting for. I've got the camera set up that you can see clearly at the kitten. There's a ratchet strap through the roofs holding the doors in so they don't splay open at the top when I lift it. Hopefully this will lift and there'll be a metal rotten chassis lying on the ground, or a metal goodish chassis lying on the ground. But we'll see. We'll do this in real time, so you'll get to see this happening as it happens. And you'll get to hear probably me going, oh no, no, if something goes wrong. So here it goes. I'll give that one a little tighten up again, because it's moved when I started it. Right, that's on the place, so we need it to be. We've got a pile of pallets just to the side, ready to swoop below as soon as I get this lifted. Let's try and it's lifting. Ooh, that's different. It's wanting to swing a bit. That's just because the forklift's probably sitting a slight... Yeah, it's just squaring itself with the forklift. So let's lift again. Right, so the chassis is still, for some reason, staying on the shell. Ah, there's a fixing evaded me. Let's pick the weight off of this a second. and we will have a short interlude while I go and get the socket and the buff in case I need to buff it off as well. And then we'll continue with this bit. Right guys, I've been up and basically found the socket and the grinder. I need to get this bolt out, so I just thought I'll restart the filming as I'm doing the work. So the bolt is in here. It's a 7/16, which this is. But it is as I thought. The bolt's totally rotten, so I'll have to buff it off. There will probably be quite a pain when this comes off, because it will drop like a stone, the chassis, even though it's sitting on something already. So I've got my glasses just for the grinder. Get the bolt out of there quick. And there goes the chassis. And a nice flag for me. So I believe the chassis will have just dropped. Let's see. Actually, we won't put the grinder there because we're going to need that pallets as soon as we get the thing up. Take two, I imagine, and this hopefully will work. I can already see it's dropped back onto the sticks anyway, so... Oh yes, we've separated from the shell this time. Right, here goes nothing. Typical Reliant, it's nose heavy. I give it a little, yeah, it's needing some weight in the back of it. Thankfully there's plenty of things down here to weight it down with. A bit more weight it looks like. Let's find another stone. Here's a nice bit of granite. That's got us floating. Although we're still attached at the front, surprisingly. So, instead of just lifting it and hoping for the best, we'll have a quick look under the bonnet. That is quite solid. But we did check that front corner and there wasn't any bolts in it that I could see. Unless there's something below. I'll have to have a look and see what is... Oh! There is a bolt below. I know exactly what's holding this on. It's the door post. Back down with this and we'll... I would imagine it'll be the doorpost bolts are just in there. I can't remember if they're 1/2 inch, I think. So they are roughly located. Oh no, they're 7/16. So that's one side. Just snapped off eventually. I'll check the other side now to be sure that there's not still a bolt over there. Although going by the passenger side chassis, or driver side chassis rails, I don't think there will be. Oh no, there is. And it's one for the ankle grinder. So on with my gloves again, or on with my goggles even again. We'll see if we can get it knocked off. Where is it again? And I think that should be it. Yep, we're free. It's all chopped off, cut the head of the nut to bits. So this time, there shouldn't be anything holding this on. Ooh, that was a good one. I can't see anything else that would be holding this on here. This chassis rail runs into there. I'll just have to peel this plastic off and re-tape it on later. I'm double checking to make sure I haven't missed a nut. It didn't show one on the drawing, but drawings sometimes can be wrong. There's nothing there and there's nothing there. I would say that is us, and it's probably just stuck to the shell. So let's try for a third time. Yeah, we've left the chassis behind. Well, nearly. What's it stuck on now? Something at the passenger's or driver's side even. It's just it's that bit. Not to worry, if we give it a little lift it should come loose. Oh no, we're picking up the chassis now. Right. That's it. It's loose. And how did I not see that brake pipe still? A brake wire still attached. It's totally scrap anyway because it's worn through. but we'll just nip it off. We've now got a chassis sitting below this kitten. So if I just give it a little lift now, I can see an earth point possibly. In fact, it's not possibly, it is an earth point. There's no chance of that coming off, I'd say, so we'll just buff it. We'll have to take the shell back down to get that earth off. Hopefully that's enough. That's it free. I think we've got everything off. We'll only know if we give it a lift again. One thing's for sure, we don't have enough counterbalance in the boot of it. So I need to get some more weight in it. I'll grab another stone, a bit more heavier. That's a bit too heavy. Here we go. Just what we needed. Normally I use a battery or 56er weight. That's the equivalent of what you need to... Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Now that's just sitting there, I should be able to pull this out. So let's move this out the way. Petrol tank. Oh. Oh. One kitten chassis removed. Not looking too good either. Now I'll just have a quick nosy farm below here. There was one nutsert that stayed in there, so I'll have to be removed. The handbrake cable mounts will have to be taken out. But overall, it's not too bad. So, instead of having this floating in mid-air, let's put it on some pallets. The original fuel line, I think that's off the Super Robin as well. Right. So first of all, I'll have to clear all this timber out for below it. There's some heavyish bits. I should have used some of these when I was trying to get it off the ground and counterbalance it. Right. It doesn't look like there's anything below, and I think a couple of pallets, or 2 pallets, should be enough to lift it off the ground. So we'll use this one first. This one's going to have to go about there, I think. Then I think we'll use the other style of pallet, which is at the bottom, unfortunately. This one to go on top, mainly because we can't have that bit further forward. What we'll do is we'll take it down a bit so we've got a better idea how it's going to sit. Take this slightly farther back to there about. Now we're going to have to put some parkers in there to save the chassis. Oh, anything landing on that rail. See how it's sitting at the other side. It's not much it needs to clear it, it's just maybe the height of that. What we really need is this pallet just chopped down there so it's not protruding into the engine bit, or cut the two outside legs off the pallet. Either way it'll work quite well. Then at the back it should be okay because there's no weight in the back of this thing. I'm quite sure this is too. We'll try that stick in there first, just to see how it'll work. Right, so we will need, that'll work at the front. We still need something in here, which I think we'll use another pallet. Possibly, and just see how this sits. Yeah, we'll use one of the wider pallets, which is this one. It should catch the weight of the rear wheels, or rear footwells. Put another one below that, and I think we've got a winner. funny is I was actually waiting to get rid of these pallets today because I didn't think I'd need them for anything. So the good news here is I've managed to use them for something else. So we'll pull this pallet forward now. It's not the lightest to move, this one. Is there something below that? Yes, there is. That's it clear now. Which means I'll slide this one back in on top. And here's hoping this will hold the weight this time. Certainly feels like it's got a good enough hold. It's quite still. Oh, I know why it's rear weighted. Let's get rid of the counterbalance. I think we've landed the kitten. Sounds good. And it is good. That's the kitten off its chassis. Quite secure. No cracking, no any problems, so it's grand. Though we now have a look at the chassis in its original form, or what's left of it. It actually looks like it's had some ivy growing on it at one point. Just try and get this camera set up right. There we go. So it's had some ivy growing over the top of it. That's still here. We can get rid of that. And that. And all this rail has rot in the top of it. Rot there. And then the front of it's gone. The other side's just gone. So there's a big decision to be made here, whether we go and patch it or do something totally different. Which will be the next episode of what we're going to do with this. Once I have some thinking. And we've obviously take everything off of it that's on place. So, until then guys, I hope you've enjoyed this first episode of the kitten restoration. The first mammoth stage of getting all this off it. That's the longest prop shaft I've seen on a Reliant. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of the kitten restoration. I hope you want to stay tuned to see what's going to happen with this restoration. And hopefully see the kitten all restored and back the way it should have been all along. Back on the road and being enjoyed by hopefully myself or someone else. But till then guys, if you want to keep up to date with the latest restorations, you'll find all of them on the channel. The Regal, the Supervan, the Robin project, well, Super Robin project, as well as the kitten now. The Scimitar, which is now gone. So yeah, if you want to keep up to date with all that videos, remember and have a look through the channel, like the videos, subscribe to the channel, keep up to date to the latest Reliant stuff that comes out on here. So guys, until next time I guess, we'll see you again.